So hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to this edition of Soccer Hub Talks. My name is Ricardo Almeida. I'm the CEO and founder of Soccer Hub. As many of you already know, Soccer Hub is an online education platform for soccer experts. I'm talking about soccer scouts, soccer coaches, soccer analysts. Well, you can find over there many content about all of these subjects. Okay, so I will introduce in a few minutes the link so you can visit us. I would like also to have the opportunity to interact a bit with our audience. So I will ask you please to click on the like button if everything is okay with the video and the audio. So please click on the like button if you can see me and hear me well, okay? Also, I would like you to introduce on the chat box some information about yourselves. First, the country that you are based in, and also what kind of job do you have? If you are a soccer coach, a soccer analyst, well, please introduce that information on the chat box because it's very important for us so we can also to adapt a bit our conversation and our subject here. So today we are here with Mihai Cojocaru and Filipe Teles. Our subject today is skill factor advanced training behind the legacy of Wiel Coerver. So it's for me, it's a big honor to have Mihai with us. He's a skill coach and skill factor advanced training. He used to work at PSV, a great example of good practices here in Europe. And also we have Filipe Teles that will moderate this discussion. Filipe is a soccer coach at Benfica Soccer School of Toronto. So don't forget that this is a live discussion, so you will be able to ask questions to both of our speakers. Once again, please write on the chat box the country that you are based in and also some information about yourselves, okay? So I will introduce in a few seconds both our speakers. See you in a bit. Hello, Filipe. Hello, Mihai. How are you guys?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Mihai. Good afternoon, Ricardo.
So, Mihai, I believe that you want to start first for sharing some videos. Is that it, or do you prefer to do some presentation before that?
No, maybe it's nice to let them see so they can see some videos, and after that I will present myself, and we start to have the discussion with Filipe.
Okay, here is our first video.
So we can see kids from different ages. They try to learn and to put on practice different kind of skills, motorical skills, and those skills will help him later to use in the game, because this is a little bit our mind goal, our intention to develop the creative player. So this kind of chains like different skills together, they will give them the freedom to use what they like to do. They are not standardized. It's not just A to B, B to C. They learn different kind and they're playing with this also on the training session, but also at home, like this situation what you're staying now in the Corona crisis. Those kids are working, and you will see there at the player in white, they get the ball. It's a real game situation. The same similar move of what he did, and he scored in the game. You'll see this has happened one time, but you'll see directly he will get the ball, and he will do the same, almost the same moves what he used. You see, he receive again the ball behind, take again the second, the third, the fourth opponent can pass away. Okay, so this is a little bit from our philosophy, how I work with the kids, and how I try to develop Now I want to present myself. So my name is Mihai Cojocaru, with our coach, former coach. I was in PSV Eindhoven for 3 years. I was a technical coach for the women team, the first division. And I was working in the team, but also individual with strikers, with midfielders, with defenders. We try to do in our session different kind of work, like specific for every position, but also I was implemented in the warming ups and pre-game situation and the finish up forms and game situation. We try to do all these skills to develop better quality for our players. And before I was working in Hagi Academy for 3 years. I developed maybe now on the moment 5-6 players who are working and playing in the first division. MBV Maastricht. Also, I was assistant of Wiel Coerver and working with Ricardo Moniz and Yupan. And we start individual projects all over the world in Europe with our partner and coach Ovidiu Stânga. We did many projects in Romania and Bulgaria. And for the last years, we've been in the United States 3 times. And a few weeks ago, I've been in Qatar by QFA. I was invited to work with the coaches in Qatar and to make seminar for the technical skill to show them how is to build a framework and they can use the real training. Otherwise, when I stopped with my professional career and the time was there, I need to stop. I was 25 years. And I start to teach myself in the way of Coerver. And my surprise was when I put on the paper, the first time I put all the coaches, what I had in the youth time, by Steaua Bucharest when I was player. And after that, the next one was all the coaches what I have in the senior time. Another block, I put the street. Another block, I put the Coerver. Another block, I put the Cruyff. And on the end of the day, when I make the total, the most influence thing was for myself was the street. After then, become the Coerver and the principle of Mr. Johan Cruyff. So on the day of today, that I am, that make me who I am now, the coach what I am now. But Mr. Coerver had some very strong words. He tell like, if you copy me, you will be empty. And when I started to drive from Curaçao and Holland to Belgium, on the highway I was driving and I was thinking, hey, what he want to tell me? I don't understand him. If you copy me, you will become empty. So almost there on the exit of the highway, took some light. It's opened my mind and said, this guy, the old man, it's right, because if you copy all the time from someone, the question will be, who are you? So this is what I tell to the coaches. It's nice, it's good to be inspired from other people, but all the time is you need to make your own way, to make your own philosophy, because I tell you, you need to have a plan, but you need to have planification. So it's working this way, you know.
All right, so I guess the introduction is done, and I would like to, first of all, I would like to invite everybody to write some questions for us. We have some questions prepared, but we'd like to answer some other questions from our audience. So please feel free to mention, to shoot some questions for Mihai to answer. Mihai, how do you describe functional skill training, and what's the fundamentals of it?
So I think that is a very good question, Filipe, because we talk about skill, and if you go to YouTube and you do just type this word skill, football skills, of dribbling skills, I don't know how you call them, you will see amazing, a lot of stuff. But my question was, one time when I was in Barcelona, I visited the state of Barcelona. I saw one boy. He was coming, I think so, from French, and he was doing things with the ball. He jumping the ball, amazing way. You can imagine how was be that amazing. And I walk to him. I say, I give five. Say, amazing guy. I never seen before like that. The ball is your best friend. You put the ball on ear or head, or everywhere he can do things with the ball. But I like you to invite to play in my team. I tell him. He say to me, not possible. I say, why? I never played football in my life. So I was for the last 20 years. I worked in the circus in Marseille. So that must be the difference. So now I come to your question. The functional is that you learn the kids the skills, the abilities, and they need to use in the game. And what I mean with this, in the real situation. So they have solution, like our profiles, like we call, like Savio of Iniesta. When you get the pressure, they need how I find the way to go away from the opponent. How I find the way to beat my opponent can be from different kind of direction. The player with high level skills, they will have these tools. And for us and our vision, the skills are the tools for the players. They can use in the game. Can be the receiving of the ball, can be the passing of the ball, can be the turning, can be the fake move, the fence, how we call it, can be the dribbling, can be the turns. You see, there are many things the players, after they will learn, they will use very easy. Okay, it's a learning process, it's a fundamental. They need to start from zero, from young ages, and to develop. I tell you before, in PSV Eindhoven, I was working with girls from age of 17, 18, 25. And when I starting in the first stage, was like, it's difficult to ask, you are too old. But I remember when I finished the terminal session in June, we get a new players inside. And our players from November, they are staying now on the very high stage. They are laughing with the ball on the feet. And the new players, they are staying there and they didn't know how to start. So there my month, I was thinking, my job was doing well. So you can learn on any ages, but who older you are, you need to practice more and more and more and more and more. That is the difference. Because in the younger ages, you are like a sponge bunny. You take a lot of information very fast. Your brain is very clear. It's like water. You see that? And in older ages, you need to practice more and more.
So you're saying that you develop the players according with the interaction and not isolated action, right? So you're trying always to give a context to their players.
So you saw the video that they do things with the ball. There are many kind of exercises and with games, and because that is the goal. My game is for me the game. How I doing that? Using the game. If you do the skill training just 1 hour, some individuals can be, because they are different. You have the individual training with one player is 1+1, 1v1. You can have with 2 or 3 maximum, but you can have with one team. So it will be different, like technical training session and individual. But on the end of the day, the players or the kids, they need to have the solution in the game. Otherwise, you do for nothing.
Yeah.
It's the same if you do shooting on a goal, you never score. It's not functional. Yeah. So I prefer, like give example, I don't work with like these China huts on the field, because I remember when Coerver tell us, I was running and I was walking all over the world and all the stadiums and all the youth academies. I saw everywhere a lot of colors, a lot of China huts. Players need to have the opponent. Even in the beginning can be in passive way, but you can build this on a line, on areas, on directions. So you can use that, and you can manipulate in many things. But the opening is very important, because you get the feeling when they will help you when you make the move. Otherwise, when you do the move to the coin, it's like the plastic things of the dolly is not the same. So can be a little bit with the younger ages, 4, 5, 6 maximum, but until they know the skill very well, you can use the real opponent. So it's much better. So from this age, you start to have functionality.
We start having some questions. I would like to read a question from Danny Walker. Danny asks, Mihai, how much of your work is your own, and how much is linked to Coerver philosophy?
So that is also a very good question. So Mr. Coerver let us a framework, and we built a lot around this, because in the beginning stage he mixed a lot. And what we did, we start like a program. I tell you before, you need to have a plan, but you have to have planification of periodization. So we build a lot of new stuffs. We can say we can work maybe 60 or 40%. You see that we can have the influence of Coerver on 60%. We build our work on 40%, because he let us know. And if you take one exercise of Coerver, you can make 20 or 40. But also for this work, you need to be very creative and to know how to do. When I start to work with him, the first 2 years, and I had very good skills for myself. I worked every day almost 2 hours, and I was almost 30 years old. I was still active in football. So I'm going to tell you, the last 5 years of my career was nice. I was playing an amateur level in this time, and I enjoy a lot, because everything what I learned at home, I did on the pitch. So I enjoy all the moves. Maybe in the beginning I have 3, 4. But I say, okay, now is the time. Show me to myself. So I improve all the things at home, and I did on the pitch. So 2 years I need to develop, to absorb all the skills. And after 2 years, I start with the drills to understand how they made it, how is made this, because it was not so easy. If you look in the beginning, the draws of Coerver is like paper made like Einstein. They are very difficult to understand them. So he talked about like the quality of Cruyff, of the quality of Maradona. And we stay understand, say, what you mean with that? It's the moves? No, it's the profile. So on my page of Facebook, Filipe, you can see that. I put yesterday and today 2 videos. I say the quality to become a playmaker. So I put Pirlo. It's not the skills what Pirlo made. It's about the kind of work he put on the pitch. The stake passes, the movement, we go out from the opponent. Today I put like Zidane, the quality of Zidane to go out from opponent and to keep the ball. So all the time, simple things we learn from him. But after that, when you understand what he meant, we start to develop. So now I have a book, and when I fly, because I fly a lot, I take the book. I think in the first I put on exercise. You can see there. I make draws. I make exercise. Now I don't need to look at Coerver or other things. I make own, because I look to Zidane and I make in 20 times, 20, 25 exercises. I look to Pirlo, I can make maybe 100. I look to Messi, I can make the same. So it's very easy if you understand what Coerver means. That I want to tell you, Danny. Will Coerver let us a strong framework? But you must understand the real work of Mr. Coerver is very different from the pyramidal concept of Coerver coaching. But maybe I will talk later about that. I think it's enough. Maybe you can understand what I mean.
All right. So I would like to go to question about this. So skill factor advances training. can be considered a progression from me to us, right? So you start with me and the ball. So you start with 1v0s, and you start progressing from 1v0s to 1v1s, 1v2s, 2v2s, and so on, right?
So Filipe, when, because of the name, we didn't have the power to use the name of Coerver, because he made some 94, he signed a contract, Coerver coaching, he sell these things. And after that, the people who was working with him, you just try to keep this work alive, was one point. And otherwise, you need to have legacy, to have the power to do something. And we tried to make something new. This was the name of the project. Skill was skill, the factor, and we say, okay, will be advanced. And then you call that skill factor advanced training. So from the beginning, we look in the first stage what Mr. Wiel Coerver make or did before. And we start with like ball mastery. You say everyone knows ball mastery. But if I look around, everyone put a little bit from fast footwork, from ball feeling, little bit dribbling there, little bit turning there, and that's all. And I say, with all my partners, Yupan and Ricardo Muni, say, okay, I will build a framework, a new one, where I will put different way of working. And I say the first one, when the kids start on a younger age, will be ball feeling. They need to feel the ball in different way with the soul and all these kind of things. So the first stage in the warming up of activation in the framework, I put it like ball feeling. The second one, after the kids will start to have good balance, because when you put the ball, the 1 foot on a ball, you need to have the balance, the coordination, and you need to roll the ball. And you see that on 6-year-old, it's not so evident, it's not so easy. You need to learn them to come closer to the ball, to keep one standing length near the ball, another ball step on, so he can move very easy. He have the good coordination, have good balance. After that, when he mastered the ball in a very good way, so we start with the movements. So they're calling suppleness. I put all the difficult skills together, and I know the suppleness. The third one, I calling the fast footwork, all the different touches. And the next one, we have the 3 steps of the fast work. And the next one, I put it very easy, the combination of movements, the combination on standing, on position, and the same like you see, the last one is the same like you see in the videos, the 5-6 movements and speed. And that is talking about the framework. And after that, we start with the movements. We put the stop and starts, we put the dribblings, we put the feints, feint moves are you calling. But also in the dribbling, we have 3 kind of things. You say, okay, the individual move, the double move, and the move, the dribbling with the opponent in the back. So those are our tools, our weapon arsenal with skills. We give the kids and they can learn. After that, you could say, okay, you have the skill, you have everything, but need to have functionality. What you're going to do? So, okay, we make the simulation. What it means, simulation can be a drill from 3 players. So I can show you now. It's very easy to make some exercise now, because I don't need to look at DVD of. I think just I have Messi here. He have the ball. He get the opponent from this side. He dribble away. Another one is coming from the front. He make the move and go away. You see? Can be like that. Maybe someone will say, yes, but it's not enough. No problem. I will put a goal here. I put the goalie there, And after the move, you will finish up. You'll see? They say, yes, but not functional enough. Okay, no problem. I put in this area, I put a line. And now I will give the freedom. You see that? Down there, I make a line. I will give the freedom to the players to play 2v1 and score. So it will be like functional with real pressure. From this, we build
multi-directional game will be everything.
Yes. So like this, we build like drills. We call them drills. Like you can see, like we have in football gag, global, analytical, global, or if you have analytical, global, can be. No one have the key.
You need to start from 0 and you start progressing until small side games, pretty much.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Sorry, we have some other questions over here. We have one question over here from Mohammed Khalid. Mihai, many people think that cover method is not being used. Why do they say that? I see a lot of clubs still use this method.
Yes, this is also a good question. I think that some clubs they are not using, so or maybe not in the right way. That is my opinion. Because maybe in the beginning there are not a lot of coaches who understand in the right way what Mr. Coerver meant, what he was his mind goal, why he's doing that, what he wants to make dribble all the time, to dribble all the time with the ball. No, it's just we give the player this ability. And I think like in Belgium, there are very less clubs they are working on technical skills. Maybe 2, 3, 4. In Holland, I know for sure who is working. Ajax for sure, because in the age of 6 to 10, they are using all the time. And after that, for sure, because the method was implemented very good in Ajax. But they are don't calling Coerver method, they are calling all the time Ajax method. And PSV before, yes, when Ricardo Muniz was there, all the time he used this 100%. Maybe Roda and maybe a few clubs like Fortuna Sittard and FC Twente. So there are a few clubs, but not all.
Honestly, this is my opinion as a coach. I knew the cover methodology, the commercial one, the one that everybody knows, and it needs a little bit salt and pepper. Since I start talking with you a little bit more, and since I start actually understanding your skill factor training, I start understanding that there's more that can be done with the cover work, and now it start making sense for me because I'm more interaction kind of coach. I don't like isolated actions. I like more interactions.
Yes,
so I think
sure.
now it started making sense for me. Why not just cover, but cover as progressions until the point that you want to go. And I think we're going to be with another question over here that makes all the sense. After the skill factor training, it came the periodization, right? So we have a question from Rennie over here. They say, thank you for sharing your experience. It's very helpful. How do you prioritize U10 session ahead of time when things need to be adapted to the needs of the team under game pressure? Do you base it off the age or not the opposition? What age does it change to ensuring that you practice to help you play good football? So pretty much what I take from is when you start prioritizing your job.
Yeah, for the beginning, I want to answer a little bit to him because it's like in skill training, we talk about two things. You have the age appropriate, and you have skill appropriate. So maybe sometimes you can have a kid from 10 where the ability is like a kid of 6.
Yes.
And otherwise, you can have a boy from 6, ability like a boy from 8. And that can be in any ages. Depends the club and the level where you work. That's for sure. If you work in elite clubs, for sure you are working with selected players where the level is very good. So for the start, I build the periodization because I tell you, say, okay, we have the framework, we have the warming up, we have what you talked before, the drills. We have, I was forget to tell you, we have also the pre-game situation. And what I call a pre-game situation, I give example for myself, what is mean with pre-game. Because in many coaches' philosophy, if you put goals, they say it's game. Yes. But in my vision is I say, okay, put 4 goals now. It's pre-game because it's not like real game. For me, the real game is 2 goals. And you play 2v2, 1v1, 3v3, 4v4, 5v5. It's game. 2 goals, the same like roots of the real game. But we need to talk about the pre-game. Pre-games are for myself exercises of games who help me later to promote or to develop what I learned in the first and the second stage. And the third stage, I develop all the skills and all the analytical things. I put in pre-games. And after, from the pre-games, I put them in the real games. So I was thinking, so okay, we have the plan, we have everything, but how we gonna divide? We need to divide and planning of what we call now modern. What is periodization? Periodization is structure, is planning for sure. If we look to definition, so then we start to build this, and we have many questions, we have many discussion about, and we say, okay, which one is important from what? From where you start? We need to have a start. We start from the game model, or you start from individual, or you start from the opponent. So then we think very easy because you say, okay, you have skills, you need to beat one. You need to beat the opponent. So how? Okay, we start from the opponent. So our periodization is starting from the opponent because we are thinking this is more important because when you have the ball, you need to beat them. When you don't have the ball, you need to take the ball from the opponent. So we see that is very easy. So then we start like the first stage, you say, okay, from where is coming the opponent? That was a good question. So we take the paper, the pencil, so we start, say, okay, the first, we take the quality of Maradona. So the quality of Maradona is all the time penetration. So that means the opponent is facing you, this front. The opponent is coming from the front.
From the front.
You put the number 1 from the front, you get it. Okay. Okay, now, from where? From the side. Okay, it's very good. On the paper, side. But where from side? Nearby me and from the far. So put on the paper. So like that. So, and then from the back. Okay, we put them there. So we have the 4 points, frontal, side, and the back. Sorry, 3 points. And then we have the mix. Okay, we have the quality, we beat the opponent, and then okay, but in the game is not all the time from the front, side and back. That is become the fourth one is the mix all together. You make sense? Yeah. So we have front, you have side, yes, and you have back. And the 4 point I put all together, so that we call that mix. Because all together is mixed. Yeah? Okay, you have all this quality, but when you have the ball, what you want to do? Well, I want to be the opponent, and then we play to have the ball, to just keep the ball. No, we want to score.
Yeah.
Hoppa. So, put on the paper, we want to score. And they say, okay, how you want to score? Say, no, we put all the quality. All the scoring quality. Create more change and score. Boom, put in there. Okay. Then say, okay, we have that, we score, but also we need to play together to keep the ball and to find a space to beat the opponent and to create the chance. Say, okay, how are we going to do that? Okay, we can put more ball possession. You can have the ball. That's me. Okay, so you have it all now, but we need to give something to the kids. So to have fun, to play, to create challenge, to create competition, to create something natural. So if you remember, I tell you in the beginning, I make many blogs in the beginning of my starting coaching career, and I put the coaches from the youth, and I was a lot because I work with the best coaches in Romania, and I think 95% of them national team. And I put also the coaches from my senior time. I put the Coerver, I put the Coerver, and I put the street. I get 5 blocks. They say the last one, the street. I must think about it because this is very influent. And in those days, our days today, disappear. No one is doing nothing now. No street anymore. No creativity, no freedom. All the time, we space, time, stop.
Everything is organized now. I actually wrote an article for Soccer Out not too long ago, probably a month, 2 months ago, exactly regarding that subject. That there's no more street play, there's no more free play, there's no kids climbing trees, there's nothing like that. You know, like so. It's actually a great thing because we're losing that magic. You know, that magic, the creativity. I remember in my days, I was playing against adults. I was a kid, 6, 7 years old. I was playing against adults, and they will treat me like one of them.
Keep this little bit. Keep this what I tell you now. These words, because I didn't ask you that. Keep that in your mind. And when I return to periodization, I will tell you what I did. The last point, the 7th point. So I was thinking, so okay, the street, but oh my God, how I put the street back in my practice because it's not possible. Because the coaches are coming with the program from the federation. They need to work GAG, they need to have warming up, the second, the tema and game, and the kids don't have the freedom. It's difficult. Say, but in my work will be like that because I'm talking about the principles. Many coaches, they didn't know what is the definition of principles. So my principles of football, of my principles can be my own principles, like Cruyff. What is wrong with that? I need to follow the other things? No. I will be myself, mine. So I put the street, and in our program of periodization, we make the challenge. So we create this, and we're calling Champions League. The Champions League program, we put in our practice. So they can be maybe 1v1, they can be 2v2, they can be 3v3, they can be 4v4. And I say, okay, yes, but it's not like in street. And now I'm coming to you. You tell me, yes, but I was young, I played to adult people, I was 5, I play with 7. No, that is a good idea because the street was, the age is just a number. So in our session, you put maybe 2, 3 ages, we mix all together and you make teams and they play and enjoy that. So now to come back in the program, we start the number 1 in the front, the second will be the side, the third is the back, the 4 is the mix, 5 all scoring quality, the 6 is the Champions League, and the 7 more ball position or weekend mix. Okay, now to the question of the other, I will show you now little program. So it looks like that. They will look and say, hey, what you going to do that? So it's very easy. So I will took a 1 week, like we have practice 2 times in the week, example can be. And we work for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 weeks, we do the front. After the 6 weeks, we do the all scoring quality, mix it with Champions League. Monday, we do the all scoring quality, and Wednesday, we do the Champions League. The next week, we do the all scoring quality. Wednesday will be the Champions League. So this will be 1 block. And the same after every stage. I talk now about purely skill training. Can be with team of ages of 9, 10. But for every ages, I adapted, and I'm working on the right level of skill. I not do skill from 15-year-old to with the kids of 9. No. For every ages, it's a program that we built. You see?
Okay. So time for us to pass to another question. And we have a question over here from Eldzonk. I'm sorry if I misspelled your name. You were saying that a lot of clubs misunderstood the Coerver methods. So where can people learn about Coerver methods to understand better about it?
That is very, very good question.
It's a good question, and let me say something before, because what I understand, and this is going back to what I said previously, I had a wrong understanding about the cover work, because I was thinking as like everybody sees the cover work on the internet, it's me and the ball, me and the ball, me and the ball, a square meter around, and it's me and the ball, me and the ball. And now, because of our conversations, our previous conversations, and the way that we talking and seeing videos and all that, I understand that there's way more than that.
Yes, it's for sure more than that. And I'm sad that for myself it's difficult to do something. And which way? I tell you before, we don't have the right to use the name.
Yeah.
Also, my partner Yuhan, he is now 80 years old. I think he's one of the old coaches on all the world who mastered 100% the old method. And also he didn't has the power of the rights to use the name. I tell you, also the son of Coerver, and if this person is interesting, he can search the Football International from the last week. I promoted there. And it's a big interview about laegacy, about Coerver, about the son of Coerver. And also the son of Coerver tell us that I can use the name of my father.
Yeah.
Because in those time, Mr. Coerver, he was amazing coach, Ben Teles. My father was a grateful man, was amazing coach like Einstein, but he was very bad businessman. He sell not in the right way, not put right on the paper, and he lose the right to use his name. Because in 2009, 2010, we work on a new stuff. There are more than 2,000 exercises from 2 players, from 3 players, very new stuff. Mr. Coerver took the decision to make a new DVD from all over the world, to give from €1 for all the kids in the world this DVD. And the planning was to build this DVD, to film this DVD with the players from Red Bull Salzburg Academy, where Ricardo Moniz was director of Global Academy of Red Bull. And after that, he became the head coach of Red Bull. But the people who staying behind the Coerver coaching hear about it, and he sent a letter to Red Bull, and with the advocates and the lawyers, all this kind of garbage, and the project was stopping. And after that, he get worse and worse. He became a little bit demanded, angry, and in 2011 he passed away with this painful in his heart. But Mr. Han get all the laegacy. We get all the original stuff. There are more than 4,500 drills who made his life, put all together. I show you before. You will see already on the beginning of on the seminar. It's something like you see the work of Einstein. You feel very, very, very good. And to be very short on the question of this person, it's difficult to find the right way, to find the people who's doing, because on all over the world there are less You have the Coerver coaching, and everywhere you are very small islands of the people who maybe work of Coerver and maybe of the people who doing the right way. Why not? It is the point for myself that we change, and this name Skill Factor Advanced Training. So we build different way, we work more functional, and my program is capable to be implemented also in the senior football. Why not? You say, hey, no possible. Say, okay, why not? You can work with a striker, you can do 1v1 training, you can work the midfielders, you can do specific training, you can work the defender, you have also goalkeeper coach. And also you can include it in the session of individual training, the goalkeeper, because the striker need to score, the midfielder need to create, defender need to defend, but also the defender who work with the skill will be capable in the real game to recognize all these moves. You see that? And also he will have the solution. He will not kick and rush the ball. He will turn and will play in the team and keep the ball. He will get more solution in the real game. But what I want to tell, try to find the real person, of trying to find the people who work with good stuff. That is my advice to him.
Yeah, it's pretty much like somebody's using the brand.
Filipe, I am not going to tell you something. It's just one person he can judge, is the God. I can tell my advice, I can give my idea, I can talk about it, but it's difficult to judge someone. I can tell you that Coerver coaching is wrong or right, or this person. I don't know. You need to work with them to find, and you tell me, yes, I was. But after that, I changed my mind. Yes, everyone need to work with it, to take experience, and to think about it. What you want to build, your program, your game, how you want to show your player. And from this situation, you need to start to build your own method, your own philosophy.
Exactly. I have another question for you. So from the functional skill training, you passed to skill factor advanced training. And now you keep progressing until small-sided games, correct? So it's almost like a progression from me to us into we. More right?
I think
how do you progress from the functional skills into the small-sided games?
So from the beginning, I tell you, and we had already discussion about it, because if you do the skills on individual skill, if you're shooting on a goal of, I don't know, if you do crossing balls, you all the training crossing balls, but you don't do the games, you will never see those crossing. If you make one of things like we use it all the time is to find the third man. The third man is
third man right.
Practice for the third man, 1-2 for the third. But if you don't do in the game, why you do that? It's nice exercise. I saw it. Guardiola is doing that. Cruyff was doing that. Okay, you need to have the game. So from the beginning, when I started to do dance, the game was for myself like the Bible. It's not possible without the game to introduce something like dribbling and turns, and without the game, because the game is our mind work. So from all the practice, I tell you before, so we start to using a lot of like 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3. Maximum we work in 4v4. Sometimes we can do like 4v4 plus 1. But all the games are also 1v1 plus 1 surprise, 2v2, now neutral. You need to be a little bit creative. What I do if I have just 5 players? You don't play. No, 2v2, 1. Can be. You can use 4 goals, I tell you. But if I put 4 goals, I don't call it directly games. For me, it's pre-games. Pre-games is games before I start the final game. Because the final game is just the goal, and I come back, I tell you, in periodization, the street, 2v2, freedom. Play now. Show me. Maybe I can do the challenge. I can say, listen to me. I can give 2 points and you play pana, when you go, how you call it that, when you play down the legs, when you go the holes, you give one hole, you get 2 points. When you beat with nice move, you get 3 points. When you score from 1-2, you get maybe something. And you see that the kids will get the challenge. And but all the time, freedom to express, freedom to explain. What I use also in the game is I like to see them think. I keep all the time the balls, and I make the progressions. So I give examples. So we play 4v4, and when I play, I give example. You are staying in attacking position, and you are staying there. But our team win the ball in defending position. I will play the ball to this person who is staying in attacking position, so I create their 1v1. You see that sometimes I can manipulate to do that. Also, I will create the intensity to do that. When I was in Qatar, one evening I have training in Al Sadd Club. Normally, they tell me to work with the kids, but in the last second they change, and I get coaches to work with them. So it was also for myself like a test, because around the pitch I get 15 coaches from the federation, and I get also 40 coaches. They have been invited by the director of Al Sadd. Pressure. 40 coaches near your pitch, not so easy. So in the final game, I play with these coaches. So I give the last progression was like that. If you score, you will get directly the possession of the ball. So it's like some coaches are working with the lights, but I'm working with the words and I'm working with the ball.
Yeah.
So when you score, you need to forget this ball, you turn very fast, you receive the ball, you can score again. So you see, with little bit creativity, we implement those small size of games. Very good stuff.
So Mihai, when Ricardo shows up, usually it's not a good sign.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you very much. We are discussing for almost 1 hour. It looks like the time flew by. Mihai, thank you very much for your explanations. Maybe we will have you another time here on Soccer Hub to explain things in more detail. I believe that we deserve that, and our audience deserves that also. I would like to thank Filipe once again for being here with us.
My
thank
pleasure.
you for your time, both. And guys, and see you soon, okay? Bye-bye.
All right, see you. See you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice day. Bye, guys.